Yo, what is up, guys? What is going on? It's your boy NASCAR Triple Two coming at you with another video, and I am finally back. I'm finally back for a video, but I want to talk about something that has definitely 100% pissed me off over the last few days. I'm just fucking just irate about what happened, and I've cooled down for a little bit, and I know that I am ready to talk about this, and this is why I kind of made this video. Talking about just the things that are going on right now in my life. So right now, I am one semester away from graduating college. Now, this is a huge deal because I'm one semester away. I spent a lot of time, a lot of effort. What's going on is I've been looking for a job that I can use towards my resume for when I graduate. So I was looking for something that I could do while I was kind of spending this summer. Looking for something I could do. Now, what happened was I was applying to jobs, and the school I went to was one of the top business universities in this country. What happened was the job posted, the school posted on their job board website that a store by the name of Target was looking for a executive intern position. Now, I applied for this position because one, I'm graduating from business management school in December, and I'm looking for something that I can better myself with, so that when I graduate from college, I have a little bit more of experience in my background. So I applied for this job to be an executive intern at Target. About 30 minutes later, I get an email back from a very nice Hispanic lady, and we'll talk about why that's important in a minute. A very nice Hispanic lady who goes on to tell me that she wants to give me a phone interview. Now, I'm not the biggest phone interview fan. I like to make eye contact with people. I like to meet face to face. But long story short, she calls me a couple days later. We do the phone interview, and it goes really well. She was super nice, super thankful, just a really nice lady. We talked for close to an hour, about 45 minutes. We talked for an hour, about 45 minutes to an hour, and we had a very good conversation. She asked me the regular bullshit questions like, tell me about a time when this happened. Tell me about a strength. Tell me about a weakness. All that stupid bullshit that they usually ask for. And, the conversation went really well. We were laughing with each other. Good shit happened. So she at the end of the interview, I'm thanking her for the opportunity, thanking her for interviewing me. And she tells me that she's like, "Hey, if we decide to pursue you, we'll send you an email. We'll call you." And I'm like, "Thank you." Yada yada yada. About 2 hours later, I get an email from this chick, and she says that she really likes me. She likes my educational background. She likes my business background, and they're going to give me a second interview. But this interview is going to be with the district manager of the store that I'm applying to, and also it's going to be with the human resource manager of the store I'm applying to. So the only X factor here is that this is now going to be on FaceTime. So now I have to do a FaceTime interview. Now, I don't know proper FaceTime etiquette. I don't know why, I live 15 minutes away from this store I'm applying to. I don't know why they can't just meet me in person. But they want to do a FaceTime interview with your boy. So I decide to jump on FaceTime. I decide, I agree to it obviously because I want to, pursue this job. They were supposed to FaceTime me 1:30 on a Tuesday. They decide that they're now going to FaceTime me at 12 on a Tuesday. I don't care. So what do I do a couple days before the interview? I treat it just like if it was a regular interview. I get my hair cut, I shave my beard real nice, I iron and press my suit. You know, they weren't going to see me from waist down, but I still wore my nice suit pants. I still wore my suit shoes. I was in my suit. I was real fucking ready because I wanted this position, man. I wanted to be an executive intern for Target because it's a $65,000 a year end position. So if the internship went well, I would have been offered probably a job to work, a job for $65,000, and that's big money graduating from college. So I really wanted this shit. So they call me. All right, now they call me on FaceTime, and there was a little glitch with the phone. For the first 15 seconds, my screen was just black, but I could see them, and they were fucking smiling. They were jolly as could fucking be. All right. Now the black screen goes away, and now they can see me. I'm in my suit. I'm freshly shaved. I don't have a fucking hair on my face. I got a nice haircut. I don't have one of them faggot millennial haircuts with the fucking bun in my head. I got a real fucking haircut. Just a regular fucking nice shape up motherfucking country boy haircut. Everything's going well. So they look at me and their smiles turn into frowns. Immediately, their smiles turn into frowns. So I'm thinking, is it the way I look? Is it the way I'm presenting myself? I was sitting in a room where all I could see behind me was just a white fucking wall. There wasn't any political posters, any posters. There was nothing there. But for those first 15 seconds, when the screen was black, they were smiling, laughing. Life was great. Then my camera turned on and they went to frowns. They immediately went to frowns. So I'm thinking, what could it be? I have no idea what it could fucking be. So she tells me who she is. She's a district manager for a number of Target stores, yada, yada, yada. She tells me who she is. Human resource manager comes in, tells me who she is. Now I'm being interviewed by two people. Now they seem miserable as hell ever since they looked at me. The one chick asks me, she goes, tell me about your background. Tell me about your educational background, your work experience background, and tell me about why you think you'd be a good fit for this management position. So I'm talking. That's a loaded question. It's going to take me at least 3 minutes to answer that fucking question. So I'm a minute and a half into it. And the district manager, mind you, she makes over $100,000, the district manager. District manager is interviewing me, all right? She asked me the question. I'm about a minute and a half into my question. I'm telling her about what I studied in school and why I have a passion for management and all this other bullshit. She turns her back to me. She's in one of them fucking office swivel chairs. She turns her back to me. And it was just so fucking ignorant. I couldn't believe it. She turns her back to me. And she takes out her phone. And, she appears to be sitting in a store. I don't necessarily know, what she's doing. Does she have she was about 40. Does she have a kid at home? Does she have something, important that she has to deal with? I don't know. So I'm about a minute and a half to answering the question. She turns her back to me. She takes out her phone. And in the corner of my eye, I see something. She's opening up some sort of app. And then a couple seconds later, I start to hear a little bit of a jingle. I'm like, what is that jingle? What is that fucking jingle that I hear? The bitch is playing motherfucking Candy Crush in the middle of my fucking interview. The bitch turns her back. She turns her fucking spoiled brat $100,000 I'm better than you paycheck back and starts playing fucking Candy Crush. Can you fucking believe that? You ask me a question. You're interviewing me for a corporate, for a management position, a high level $65,000 a year position. You make over $100,000, and you turn your back to me and start playing. I am still. This happened on Tuesday. It's not Friday. I am still fucking distraught about this whole situation. I cannot, for the life of me, understand how this happened. Why this happened. Well, I can. That's what we're going to get to. She turns her back to me. She starts playing Candy Crush. The human resource manager, she's giving me a little bit more time of day. She's making a little bit of eye contact with me. She looks miserable as hell. She's putting her head down and all this shit. And what ends up happening is, I finish my question. She turns around. She stops playing Candy Crush. And she asks me a 3-part loaded question. She asks me, tell me about a time in one of your previous jobs where you made a mistake. What was the mistake? How did you fix it? And what you learned from it? That's a loaded fucking question. Don't act like it's not. Tell me about a time in one of your previous jobs where you made a mistake, what you learned from it, and how you fixed it. So this is all I said. I say to the bitch, I say, well, in my previous job, that's all I said. Next question. So you asked me a three-part loaded question that's going to take at least a minute per question. And you next question. Oh, yes, in my previous job. Next question. So all I can think of, and had this not been an interview, had this not been an experience where I absolutely needed a job and wanted to work for this company, I would have just said straight to her face, "You're such an ignorant son of a motherfucking bitch." Had this been any other situation, I would have just looked her in the eye and said, "What a piece of shit you are for turning your back to me and playing Candy Crush while you're supposed to be giving me an interview. I got a haircut. I shaved my beard. I pressed my suit, and I'm sitting here on FaceTime with you, and you can't even look me in the fucking eyes?" So we get at the next question, and she's in the middle of asking me a question, and the human resource manager now whispers in the district manager's ear, stops asking me the question, and goes, "You know what? We're going to have to end this interview soon because we have a lot more people to interview today, and we had a lot of people we interviewed yesterday. So now just ask us any questions you have." Now, me being the type of person I am, I try to make the best motherfucking impression I can make when I'm in an interview. I'm not nervous. I'm sitting there relaxed as hell. I'm poised as can be, looking fresh in my suit, got a fresh cut. It's not one of them faggoty millennial fucking haircuts. It's an actual fucking haircut. I'm looking fresh as can be. And me being the type of person I am, I wanted to make the best impression possible. So I was at my school library for 3 fucking hours, researching the company, reading corporate articles, looking over other people's what they were saying online about the interview, doing everything I could possibly do to make the best fucking impression possible. So I asked a question. I was reading articles, and this is the exact question I asked. I asked this exact question. So I was reading one of the articles on the corporate website that said that Target is going to be spending $7 billion to change. Target's going to be spending $7 billion due to ever-changing consumer purchases. Testing, testing. I apologize about that. My mic was off. My mic fell out of place. But the question I ended up asking her was, due to the $7 billion that Target's investing for new consumer purchases, how is this challenging the job for a manager? So I thought that was a good question because it talks about the challenges that a manager has to face on a day-to-day basis, and it also goes to show you that I researched the company, I read corporate articles, I did all that bullshit. She comes over, so the two of them just start to chuckle. They chuckle, their face gets red for a little bit, and they say, "Well, managers have challenges. Is that it?" And they were real ignorant. "Is that it?" Like they were so miserable, like I was burdening them because I was asking them a question. "Well, managers have challenges. Is that it?" And I start to I keep my composure. I'm still smiling. I'm perky as hell, but I'm having such a hard time keeping my composure. So they're like, "All right, well, bye." They don't say thank you for interviewing with us. They don't say anything like that. What the next step is. So they're getting ready to hit the button. I can see her picking up her finger. She's putting her hand on the mouse to end the FaceTime. And I stop her and say, well, what would be the next steps? Is this it? What would be the next steps as far as the interview process goes? "Well, we're interviewing a lot of people, and we feel as though if we were going to get back to you, it would probably be via email, but we don't really know if we're going to get back to you. But if we do, it would be via email. So I'm about to say thank you for the opportunity. I say thank you for the op," and they hang up. And that's it. That was my experience interviewing for an executive intern position with Target. I have over 4 years of retail management experience. I have a very decent GPA as a business management student at one of the top 25 business schools in America. And here I am not really understanding what was going on. You called me at 12. You kept reiterating through this interview that you had so many more interviews that you had to do throughout the day. You cut me off at 12:06. We had an interview at 12 o'clock. I kept trying to talk. You kept cutting me off. It's 12:06. You mean to tell me that you scheduled an interview with me at 12 o'clock and you have a 12:07 interview? Like, when would the next interview be? 12:10? Like, you interviewed me at 12 and you have to cut me off at 12:06 because you have a 12:08 interview? So, here's my getting back to the title of this video talking about white privilege. Me being the type of person I am, I got off the phone and I needed some clarity. I couldn't figure out why I had such a good phone interview, but the FaceTime interview was so fucked up. So I start Googling articles. I start looking up articles and all this shit. And I see this article about how Target is being criticized because they lack diversity compared to Walmart. 9 out of 10 Targets, apparently, their managers are white males, sometimes females, and their cashiers are usually white. 8 to 9 out of 10 Walmarts, their managers are non-white and their cashiers are non-white. So in order to get the media and all these people off Target's back, they're trying to hire double the amount of diverse, quote unquote, diverse people compared to white people. So now I immediately can tell, after being interviewed by 3 females, one on the phone, 2 on FaceTime, that the purpose of this FaceTime interview was simply to see if I was white, black, Asian, lesbian, a faggot, a Muslim. When the screen was black for the first 15 seconds, they were happy. But when they saw me and realized I wasn't a black kid, I wasn't a butch-like lesbian, I wasn't a gay, faggot, pissy soy boy, they said, we don't want him. We don't want a straight, white, Christian male. We're being criticized by the media right now because Walmart's hiring all these mumbo-jumbo Indians and all these blacks and all these people. We don't want a straight, white, Christian male. So this kind of bias that there is a white privilege, it is a myth. And I will be the first one to tell you that the white privilege is a myth. White privilege does not exist. White discrimination exists. I was interviewed by 3 females, and it was very evident that they tried to speed through this interview. They tried to do all they could to diverge me from this interview because of the fact that I was a white, straight Christian male. I've read articles about this, and they want nothing to do with me. So I just feel right now just fucking, I don't know, because I'm in this industry right now. I live in a part of the country right now where I live in a city right now where there is, 90% Democrat. It's a very black city. It's a very immigrant-filled city. And there are not that many Republicans in this city. So you get this bias that when you get this feeling that when you apply to these types of jobs, these business jobs in this particular area, they only want to hire a black kid or a Muslim kid or a butch, dyke, gay, lesbian, or one of these things. And I just get this feeling that I wasted my time in college because I'm not going to be able to get a job because I'm a straight white Christian male. So white privilege is 100% a myth. It's not true. I wanted to talk about this experience. Only thing I can think of is that I was discriminated against because I am white. They wanted a black kid. They wanted somebody whose name was Tyrone. They're being criticized right now because Walmart has a lot more black and immigrant managers than Target. They saw me. They saw that I am coming from a university that's very diverse, in a city that's very diverse, and they said, we don't want a white kid. We can get a black kid. Now, I have 4 years of management experience, 4 years of retail management experience. I have a very good GPA. I'm in one of the top business schools. I have very good communication, leadership skills, and experience. And yet, this is what they do to me. And the sad thing about it, if there's a black kid who has a lower GPA, but he's somewhat personable, they're gonna take him over me any day. So not only is white privilege a myth and it's not true, white discrimination is going on. White discrimination is going on. And it's absolutely uh it's horrifying. It's horrifying that these companies can do this. It's horrifying that they are doing this. Um Let me know what any of you guys think of this down below, but again, those first 15 seconds sold it, where my camera was glitching. The screen was black for whatever reason. They were smiling as all hell could be because I could see them. Turn the camera on, fresh shave, fresh haircut, wearing my suit, and both of their motherfucking smiles turn to frowns. The one bitch just fucking turns her back on me and starts playing Candy Crush. The other chick with her head down. And I had their phone number. I just feel like star 67 their asses and just fucking telling them, stone cold Steve Austin telling them to their face what pieces of fucking shit they are. But that ain't the type again, I could, maybe a couple weeks from now I will, but it just, I don't know, man. I really don't know, man. If I could give any of the young kids out there that are in high school, that are in middle school, any piece of advice, do not go to fucking college because you will have to put up with a lot of bullshit, spend a lot of money, and if you're a white straight Christian male, which I am and I am proud to be, you will be discriminated against and it will be really hard for you to find a job. Maybe if I lived in a different part of the country, it would be easier because there wouldn't be this much diversity around here. But there is. I can bring a lot of things to the table. I can bring a lot of experience. I can bring a lot of knowledge. I can bring good communication and leadership skills. But I can't bring diversity. And there's nothing I can do about that. I'm white. I'm proud. I'm straight. I'm proud. I'm Christian. I'm proud. I'm a male. I'm proud. Man, look. If I could tell any of these young kids out there, do not go to college. Learn a trade. I know kids that I went to high school with that are plumbers that are making six figures salaries and they love life. They love being plumbers. They drive fancy F-150 Raptors. They live in nice neighborhoods. Their kids go to nice schools. They take nice vacations. And here I am still struggling through college, struggling to pay through this shit. And now I'm getting discriminated against in the workforce for being who I am. And yet CNN and these other media outlets will continue to tell you that white people have it so great that they can walk into any business and get a job in 30 seconds. Black unemployment's at an all-time low, but it's because these companies are going out of their way to hire black people and discriminate against white people. So that's what I had to say. I'm going to keep this video up for a couple of hours. Let me know what y'all think of this down below. Mr. Skeleton 350, what's up, Conrad? Have a great night. Happy Memorial Day weekend. And that's basically it. That is basically all I have to say. So I will see y'all in Victory Lane.